It's 6:45 and time for News to Go. We have a look at today's top news stories, your traffic and your weather, all before you head out the door.
First, former Spartanburg County Sheriff Chuck Wright is set to be sentenced in court today.
Our Naomi Popa joins us live to explain what we know ahead of his sentencing. Naomi?
Aaron, Leah, good morning. We've been closely following this for months leading up to this date, and we will closely follow it for the rest of the day. Sheriff Chuck Wright, former Sheriff Chuck Wright, faces between 33 and 41 months behind bars. He also owes up to $460,000 in restitution payments that court records show he's already began paying. Let's go back to October of last year so we can run through some of the charges that he pled guilty to. Now, Wright is guilty of conspiracy to commit theft concerning programs receiving federal funds, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and obtaining controlled substances through misrepresentation. A motion from prosecutors filed June 24th went into detail about how money taken from the county's benevolence fund was done, an account used to help support deputies and employees during circumstances of illness or crisis. Additionally, two motions requesting a lighter sentence. They cite his perceived accountability toward his actions, seeking help from his addiction, and a clear record of any previous conditions. In addition to that, they asked for his medical report to be sealed, which was later granted. Now, two employees considered to be co-defendants will need to pay thousands in restitution as well and face time behind bars. That's Lawson Watson and Amos Durham. Those co-defendants will be in this courtroom on Thursday for their sentencing hearing. Now, again, we've been following this. We will continue to follow it well into the day. Stick with WYFF News 4 for that latest information, both on air and online at WYFF4.com. But for now, live here in Greenville, I'm Naomi Popa, WYFF News 4.
Thank you, Naomi. President Donald Trump is arriving in Turkey this morning for the annual meeting of NATO leaders.
Comes as the president has repeatedly criticized the military alliance of North American and European nations and threatened to leave it altogether. Washington correspondent Rachel Hersheimer joins us live from the White House this morning. Rachel, what is the president demanding?
Aaron and Leah, good morning to you both. President Trump is just growing more and more frustrated with members of NATO for not helping the United States with the war in Iran. He is also pushing members of the alliance to increase their defense spending. Now, today, the alliance is set to showcase the military projects showcase new military projects that are worth billions of dollars in an attempt to convince President Trump that allies are increasing their defense spending. Leaders are also expected to announce new deals with U.S. defense companies. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte is trying to ease President Trump's concerns, revealing new evidence there is a real commitment to build a stronger NATO.
European allies and Canada are now on a trajectory to equalize their defense spending with the United States. And not just that, they are taking on more leadership within NATO's command and control structure.
Another focus of this week's summit, the Russia-Ukraine war. There is real concern that members of NATO and these member countries could become the next target if the Kremlin succeeds against Ukraine. Back to you.
Rachel, you said the Trump administration wants NATO countries to spend more on defense, but the U.S. isn't committing to the same level of funding?
That's right. And it really all comes down to percentages and the size of a country's economy. NATO wants its members to invest 5% of their economic output in their militaries by 2035. The benchmark used to be 2%, but for years, President Trump has pushed for a higher amount. The United States spends about 3% of its GDP value on defense and doesn't plan to meet that 5% goal. But since the U.S. has a much larger economy than other countries, it's already spending a higher dollar amount. The Trump administration is looking to boost military spending by roughly half this year, from $1 trillion to $1.5 trillion. At the White House, Rachel Hersheimer, WYFF News 4.
And good Tuesday morning. Here comes a sunrise across the area. We're in the mid-70s there for Greenville, Spartanburg 72, Asheville still dealing with some fog, a bit of a haze out there, 74 for our folks in Anderson. Here's what you can expect today as temperatures are staying near normal. Low 90s expected across the area, but still that feel-like temperature going to be in the mid to upper 90s. I want you to do what you have been doing, right? Drinking lots of water, stepping inside, taking breaks from the sunshine outside. As you get a bit closer towards this afternoon, we do have that risk of thunderstorms. thunderstorms. 88 degrees there by noon for our folks in the upstate. Introducing some rumbles of thunder late into the afternoon for us. Again, a typical summertime pattern, which means not everyone's going to see rain. The folks that do, they do have the potential to become severe. It has that fuel outside, the heat and the humidity. Into the mountains, a bit more coverage for rain for you guys. By 6 o'clock, low 80s outside. Things clear up. We have the rest of our week for highs in the low to mid 90s and continuing that risk of some thunderstorms late into the afternoon. Overall, this is something I want you to pay attention to. You know the saying, thunder roars, head indoors. Leah.
Hey, thanks, Grace. And a great Tuesday morning out on those roads so far. We're taking a live look right now. This is I-85 over at Highway 14. There it is. You're starting to see that 7 o'clock traffic start to build up along I-85. Definitely a slowdown there. I won't say that it's a complete standstill by any means, but expect to see some delays both northbound and southbound if you're traveling down I-85, especially between that stretch between Spartanburg and Greenville County there. Taking a look at our drive times, though, throughout the rest of our area, I-85 still in the green, 26 and 385 telling the same story. And the South Carolina Department of Transportation is closing a bridge in Oconee County today. That will be the Stamp Creek Road Bridge. You can see that map on your screen now. That highlighted red is the closure. In the yellow will be a stretch open to local traffic only. The highlighted green part of that map is where you can detour to get around the closure. It will also be marked with signs. Just make sure, of course, you're being careful and paying attention to both crews and that signage. And the city of Lawrence is making improvements to preserve the downtown area, and it could be impacting your commute. Work began yesterday and will continue today with the city closing the inner streets surrounding the downtown Lawrence Historic Square. On your screen are the areas impacted near the public square and the inner courthouse parking. City staff say crews are making improvements to downtown streets and also refreshing parking spaces in that surrounding area.
This week, upstate leaders will get together in Greenville to honor the life of Grammy Award winner and South Carolina native Robert Peabo Bryson. On Friday, a wreath-laying ceremony is scheduled to take place at the Robert Peabo Bryson signs near Academy Street in Bon Secours Wellness Arena. Organizers say there'll be a program after the ceremony at Watkins, Garrett, and Woods Mortuary on Augusta Street, and Bryson's family is expected to be in attendance. You can get the inside scoop on what's next for public spaces in Greenville. The Parks and Recreation Department is hosting a meeting tonight from 5:30 to 7:30 over at the Prisma Health Welcome Center in Unity Park. Staff will be sharing their 10-year vision for Greenville's park system, recreation facilities, and program development, and they're also looking for feedback from the community. Staff say those opinions will help guide the planning process as it moves forward.
And if you're looking for a way to get your steps in this summer while avoiding the heat, Bon Secours is hosting its Well Walkers program this month. It's on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Bon Secours Wellness Arena. And each lap around the concourse is a quarter mile. It's free to attend with free parking in the VIP lot off of Church Street.